All right. So thank you very much, everyone, and thank you for joining today's Realtors Forum. How many of you are really, really excited to be on the call tonight? If you are happy, say you are happy. Type, I'm happy. All right. So, oh, excellent. Excellent. I'm happy that you made it to this call. And please, let's engage with everybody on the community. These are not sessions that you see that the topic is not something that you will find it's not something that you just find online. It's an inspired topic. Can I be honest with you? Okay, I'll tell you what the honest thing I will tell you later on, but you will understand it later on. Let me begin by saying the topic for tonight is on conversations that lead to sales. Conversations that lead to sale. Every sale is a result of conversations. Every sale is a result of conversation. Sale is the effects. Sale is the output. Conversation is the input. Sale is the outcome, is the output. Conversations is the input. And you don't get the output you desire without relevant input. Just one of us mentioned now that he said for a starter like himself, he just realized now that he has no contacts, almost no contacts that he can engage, to start making sales. So sales is not something that just happens without effort. I was listening to one of the foremost realtors, in Nigeria, the one most of us may have heard about, the one who promoted Pastor Matthew Ashimolo, who brought the Macarius project to limelight, that everybody started seeing it and picking it and everything. The lady shared how that at the initial stage of our business, promoting properties and all of those things, she encountered all sorts of obstacles and a lot of no's, a lot of rejections, a lot of downsides to the business. And that rather than give up, she used it as a tool to strengthen her resolve that, I choose to be unstoppable. For those of you who follow me on social media, if you check my Instagram or all my platforms, you will hear it, you will see me. I did a post. I reposted a video by Brian Tracy, one of his old videos, where he was talking about obstacles and all of those things, and he was talking about attitude. In that post, I wrote in that post, I said, in life, you can't determine what life will throw at you, but you can determine how you respond. And I ended it with choose to be unstoppable. Choose to be unstoppable. No, so as long as you are making inputs, it's just a matter of time, right? There will be a massive output. So the more you are imputing, the more output you will get. So worry not. But according to the title we're looking at today, the inputs, our input is what drives our output, and conversations is what really is the input. And I'm going to give us some key understanding, and that's pretty much what I want to give us here. The first is that people buy from those they know, like, and trust. Let's establish that. People buy from those they know, like, and trust. If you, particularly when you are making, when you are promoting online, it's important to recognize that in order for people to know you, right, you need to give, and continue to give. And when I say give, I mean give relevant information, relevant updates, relevant content. Okay? Very, very important. Sometimes it may not even be your direct content, it may be content of other people that you're sharing with them. Okay? That's very, very important. So when you give, you become noticeable. You get attention. Number two is when people know you, then you now have the opportunity for people to like you, right? There's no way you give to people to a level where they won't eventually like you because you are making deposits in their emotional bank account. Truth remains that there's nobody that despises appreciation. Every one of us appreciate those who appreciate us. We value those who celebrate us. And we tend to go in the direction of places and people who appreciate and celebrate us. So for that reason, if you are marketing online, promoting online, you want to be noticeable, you want to be visible online, it's important to constantly give. That's the formula. You would notice that even some of the adverts you see on YouTube, you see on Facebook, Instagram, and the rest of them, you would have seen a lot of free content before you eventually stumble on an advert. It is the system, it is the process by which even the social media is being designed. So if I'm meeting you for the first time and the first thing I'm hearing you say is come and buy, there will be immediate resistance. But if the first time I encountered you, it is one level of insight, one level of information, one level of contribution, one level of advice that I give to you. When I now tell you there's an opportunity that you need to pay for, it is a lot easier. And this can span a period of time. It can span between 7 days to 90 days. Okay? So, and then when people know you and then you give, it's easier for them to trust you. That if I'm getting this much value for free, then it's almost impossible not to get value if I pay for it. All right? And, I can give you stories on it. I can give you a lot of experience, and I'm going to share some here tonight. But let's take it. The next thing would be trust. And until there's trust, there won't be cash exchange. Let me be honest with you. People will only pay you when they eventually trust you, or they trust the person that referred you. So if you don't have that leverage of somebody referring you or somebody's platform, because sometimes people buy because of the platform from where you are speaking from, not necessarily because they trust you yet, but because they trust the platform where they met you. So that's why there's also the place of micro-influencers or collaborations, right? So most times when you see a lot of purchases, it's not because they trust you, it's because they trust where they found you. So, and that's why it's important to pay attention to all of these things. So people need to know, like, and trust you before they do business with you. So now let's look at conversations that drives sales. One of the things I've come to realize is that if people buy from those they know, like, and trust, then what is building that trust is relationships. So we want to graduate our connections, our leads. We want to graduate those leads into personal relationships. Now, if we are it's just like you propose, you are in a relationship, or you have a friend, a female friend, and you are looking to marry, but you've been checking this lady out. The first day you met her, it was the day you proposed. I can almost guarantee that you will meet a brick wall. I can guarantee that one, that you are not likely to get a positive answer, right? But if you nurture that relationship, you commend the person. You see good air. This is the very nice air. You know how we do it. And those of us who are guys, you know the way we toast, right? You commend, you appreciate, you celebrate, you give gifts. Why is the same thing you translate, you take into marketing, right? Marketing is calling attention to yourself, to the value you can give to people. Sales is turning those leads and those attention into currency, is into money. All right. So this is very, very important. But if we are too much in a haste to sell, right, that is where we usually make the mistake. So we need to begin to engage in conversations. And there are several critical conversations. There are several critical emotions that our conversations must address. And that's what I want to quickly look at today. Several critical emotions that our conversations must address. Now, one good thing about this conversation is the fact that it's the engine of every relationship. You bond better with someone that you communicate with regularly, somebody you can confide in with regularly, somebody that's, there are three kinds of people that have secrets of people the most: medical doctors, lawyers, and pastors, probably accountants. Those are the people that have secrets of people the most. But the top three are the pastors, medical doctors, and lawyers. And the reason is not far-fetched. So because you have areas of your life that it's not in the open, it's only those people in your life that see, medical doctors see things that nobody else will see, right? They have access to a human body that even the husband of the woman does not have access to, or does not even explore. These are things that we see again and again. And because of that, you open up to those people, and then you are closer to those people. So it's the same thing. And if you do your job well as a consultant, which I've said time and again, don't position as a marketer, don't position as a salesperson, position as a consultant. That is where you will engage in questioning. The best conversationalists are listeners. They are not the talkers. The best conversationalists are not the talkers. They are the listeners. Please take note of the things I'm saying here. I hope I'm still being heard. If you can still hear me, please type 10. If you can still hear me, type 10, please. The best conversationalists are listeners. So don't give the power. So when somebody inquires and is asking you questions, you are transferred power to them. The person who is asking questions in a relationship, who is asking questions, who is interrogating, who is interviewing, politely, strategically, subtly, that is the person who has power in that meeting. In those early days of my career, I recall that when I was still a rookie, I recall that some of the experiences that turned out to be very embarrassing for me were moments where I appeared before a prospect, and the prospect ended up asking me all the questions in this world, and I was left with nothing to ask. And questions like that were so embarrassing. Where did you finish from? Where did you serve? How much is your salary? I mean, that was how derogatory those encounters were. The moment you are in a conversation, what helps you to lead the conversation is questions. So great salespeople are good at asking questions. And the questions must tend towards these 7 critical areas. If you practice this regularly, if you make it the anchor of your meetings, if you make it the anchor of your engagements, it will change. If you make it the anchor of your messaging, even your marketing communication, it will change the name of the game completely. You'll become the go-to person. All right? So the best conversationalists are listeners. Now, when you listen well, you will understand people's pain points. You will understand their fears. You will understand their aspirations. You will understand the things that matter the most to them. All right? And you will be able to speak to those concerns more easily, more readily than somebody who only just comes out and start talking about himself or herself, or start talking about his product or her product. And that's the mistake a lot of people make. So because somebody has inquired about a particular product, doesn't mean the first point of call would be to say, oh, the place has its 2-story building, it has C of O, it's dry land. That's not where to start from. It's to find out. So thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you for reaching out. How did you get to know about us? You take notes of how did they get to know about you? Because for example, Mr. Shinoiki that just mentioned that they've been doing Facebook ads. They've reached out to 500 people. Brilliant effort. And please, I must commend that. It's a lot of work. I already have over 2,000 in my own pipeline too. All right. So I can understand, but don't give in. Don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. That's where it begins from. You are sowing seeds now. So it's to now cement and reinforce, updates with conversations. And that's what I want to talk about today. Because there are reasons why people express some degree of apathy and more or less hold back. Like our sister mentioned also, that people have asked for account details and they are hibernated. So I will tell you what to do. For people who have hibernated is to check on them. Hope you are doing fine. No, it's not about the sale. It's about, I hope you are fine. Hope you are alive. All right. Hope Nigeria may not be doing well. Nigeria may not be doing you well, treating you fairly, but hope you are fine. Hope you are alive and well. Or I just said I should check up on you. All right. And then when you follow up in that manner, it shows the person that it's not about the money, it's about them. We have to be more interested in the customer. We have to be more interested in the people than we are interested in their money. This is very, very important. We have to be more interested in the people than we are interested in the money. The money is an outcome, it's an aftermath of thorough and proper engagement, proper conversations, all right? Genuine interest. You know, one of the books I've read in time past, and I would recommend everybody should go and read again, is How to Win Friends and Influence People. How to Win Friends and Influence People. That book is over 100 years now. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. That book is an amazing book. You know, it was in that book I saw that when you ask somebody, how are you? The cautious thing to say is, I'm fine. But for the most part, a lot of people are not fine, but they still say, I'm fine. So if you truly want to engage with people, when you ask, how are you? And they say, fine. If you truly, really want to initiate a relationship, you want to bond with these people, I know it can be time consuming, but it's an investment. It's an investment you will reap in form of sales and referrals. So when you ask, how are you? And the person says, I'm fine. The next important question to ask is, really, with the economy, really? And then the person can say, my brother, funny, they will now go deeper. All right. And this is how we bond. Okay. This is how we bond with people. And this is how we create memories with people. This is how we create experiences with people. Okay. Because you see, every human being you would ever meet is an emotional being. There's a part of each and every one of us that cries. There's a part of each and every one of us that laughs. There's a part of each and every one of us that has felt frustration before, that also has aspirations, that also have dreams, that also suffer setbacks and all of those things. And the day you identify with those frustrations, identify with those irritations or pains or fears, that is the day you connect. That's the day you bond. Anything you bring to the table at that point, when the emotional guards are down, is most likely going to sell. So this is critical, and that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. And I've said those 7 things, or in a way, the 7 emotions that your conversation must speak to every time you lead in a conversation. And I told you, you lead a conversation by questioning. By questioning. Somebody reached out to me. He wants to buy our project in Baghdad, and I said, oh, so there's a known person. We've been talking on other levels, and there's no day I'll call, we speak, that it has not been like a 30 minutes discussion, 35-minute discussion. I would ask questions, we'll talk general issues. That's how you enter. That's how you bond. All right? That's how you bond with the the ideal customers. And I'm going to talk about how to profile your ideal customer too shortly. So, and the next thing I did was, okay, so sir, can you tell me what exactly is your objective for buying this project? It's purely for investment purposes. So what do you hope to achieve with this? Well, I come to Nigeria 3 times or 4 times a year. I would love to have a place that I can stay in the city. Okay, so then we went on and had some other discussions. Say, well, I've been looking to buy something like this, but now is when the resources is now available. So it is a question of this is not only meeting his objective, but it's also meeting the time when he now has the means. So sometimes the people have not made a buying decision because you already have identified, or they know their objective, or you have also identified those objectives, but money has not met with that time. So if you lose those relationships and you don't nurture it, it is those who are able to nurture those relationships that will benefit from it eventually when they are now ready financially. And that's the missing link most times. So you keep them in the pipeline, keep nurturing them. The time when some people, that's why you must continue to increase your sales funnel. You must continue to increase your leads. You must not limit it. So Mr. Oshinaki, you don't limit it to just 500 people. You continue to increase it. You continue to increase, because when this one will mature, by the time this one will mature, you need to have another one that is already going through the pipeline, who is going through that same process. So that as this one is maturing next month, the next one that will mature the following month will be already in the pipeline, and the one that will follow will be in the pipeline. That's how we should organize it. And one way by which we can engage in those kind of conversations is through information. So if every good thing that has ever happened in my life came because of someone that I met online, there's no way if I want to make a decision, I won't reach out to that person, even though we met online. There's no way. There's no way. There's a friend of mine who said nearly all our clients, she doesn't even know them physically. But because they follow our content, they follow our information, the things that she's always disseminating, that's the reason why people were glued and bonded with her. And it's the same thing. So we can lead conversation, share our own pain. Sometimes being authentic is also being vulnerable is one way we connect with other people, because you'll be surprised that whatever it is that somebody else is going through, you may have gone through it, but because you were not authentic, you were not also being vulnerable to say, my brother, I'm not going anywhere because to cost of diesel now, cost of fuel now, in fact, it's not funny. Cost of food now, it's better just go buy things in Obomosh or buy it in bulk. Let's buy it together. You know, by the time you are talking things that people can relate to, you are speaking to the pain of people, there's no way there won't be connections. These are the conversations that lead to sales. Now, sales is the output, like I said, conversation is the input. And if the output, the desired output is sales, then we should furnish the conversation well with a lot of, so the 7 key areas that your conversations must address, number 1 is their pain. So if there's anything you should be verifying during conversations with people you are meeting online, you know, even if it's a meeting, a Zoom call or webinar or interaction, one-on-one interaction, is to find out how are you coping with all this economy? How are you dealing with the issues on ground? You are not behaving as though you came from heaven and then you don't have issues. You are not affected by what is going on, right? How is power in your axis? How is how are you sourcing food in your area? You know, by the time you talk to people in that light, it has a way it connects, it bonds you, right? So find out their pains, all right? Sometimes the pain that people have is not even about their issues. Sometimes it's about the people that depend on them, right? It's about the people that depend on them. Some people have gone above all the issues that some people are dealing with. Some people generate their power by themselves. Some people generate they have revenue coming in from multiple streams. But there are the people who depend on them are the reason why they are in pain. So if you understand the pain of people, you speak to those pains. I give another example. The gentleman that I was talking with said to me that buying property in Nigeria now is a difficult, because by the time you buy a property in Nigeria and you buy it when dollar was probably 750, now dollar is now 900 plus or something, Even if you choose to sell the property, what if the dollar to naira is now 1,500 to dollar? What now happens? I'll be losing money even if I choose to, even if the property appreciate by 100% or by 50%. I'll be losing money even if I choose to sell the property and cook my money back in dollars. I'll be losing money. And I asked a simple question. I said, how much have you sent to Nigeria? And these are diaspora Nigerians. How many Nigerians in diaspora do you know have sent money back home, right? In millions, tens of millions, that was not meant to build a house, buy anything. That was not an investment, it was an expense. How many do you know? And then the man said, this year alone, he has already sent over 30 million. I said, now, look at that. You are not expecting to get that money back, yet you spend that much. Now, that is just for this period of within the year. Now, imagine you combine that for the next 10 years. Imagine that's not even sustainable, because from your active income, you are even producing that. You're supplying that expense. Imagine that you built a house or bought a house that is producing the income with which you are funding those expenses. Is that not a smarter way of funding expenses in Naira? The man caught it. And there's several other people like that I'm sharing that with. Because at the point you even bought the property, your dollar had an advantage over Naira. That's why you were even able to pay the way you paid. Number two is that when you eventually now begin to make money from it, since you have obligations in Naira, then let the proceeds from that asset be funding the obligations. The people I've shared this with, they are now catching it. And I'm sharing it so that you can understand. Now, if you don't understand the pain points, you won't know how to engage in conversation or how to lead conversations that connect to people's pains. Number two is people's frustrations. We've had cases, we've had stories, we've seen things on social media of people who sent money to their siblings. Help me build this house. And then they got there, it's uncompleted. And then the guy they sent money to has even built his own house and is even living a big life. And now the person has now come back home, can't even park there because the place is waterlogged. So now that's a frustration for a lot of people. So how do you eliminate those frustrations? That is how you lead conversations. That's how you lead conversation. Now this person that bought this project now said, please, I will need updates of the milestone, all the phases that you guys are getting to on this project so that I can know where we are per time. Now, the critical thing is that that's also speaking to a frustration. So there's a possibility that they have sent money in time past and the phase of the project, the milestones accomplished or completed wasn't sent. And then when they got to know later on, it caught them unawares. The point I'm trying to make in a nutshell is this. You lead conversation around people's pains, around their frustrations. Number three, lead conversation around people's irritations. Now, we are different. We are all different. There are people who don't talk, but they are processing their displeasure internally. There are people who get really, really excited so quickly, and then the same way they can get really, really angry. But there are others who, they don't get annoyed so easily, but they also don't get happy so easily. So if you understand the person you are talking to, it will also go a long way in leading conversations with them, all right? There are people who, because of their past experiences, once anything looks like what they're experiencing now, they term you, they categorize you as like every other person. So if somebody has bought land before and they've not gotten an allocation in the past 5 years, and they bought land from you and in 6 months, they've not gotten an allocation, right? Whether you like it or not, you have entered the same file as other people. If they ever trusted you before, the reason why they will now begin to doubt you is because they've not gotten an allocation, not minding whatever the reasons are. So if you understand the irritations, you also be able to lead conversations around them. So when you are speaking to those irritations, you are speaking to those pain points. The next one is, the number 4 is you are speaking to their fears. What is the biggest fear that most people have buying property in Nigeria? If they are diaspora Nigerians, it is the devaluation of their naira. Hope you know that most Nigerians who buy properties in Nigeria, if they buy property in Nigeria, hope you know that they can make money in dollars, they can make money in pounds. They can set, if they turn that property into chocolate, they can be making money in dollars. So they can buy in naira and be earning in dollars. All right? So you speak to their fears. Oh, that they may lose this money, and this project may not be completed. If I buy this property off plan, what if they don't deliver the project? What protects me? So you speak to those things, and those can be part of the things that will inform all your recommendations. So listen, the important part of this whole discussion that we're having tonight is that the customer must be important than your product. The people, the prospect must be far more important. It is a people business. It doesn't matter which industry. In our own case, it is real estate, but real estate is not more important than the prospect, than the customers. All right, they are more important than the product, because the product should actually be designed to favor them. This is so important. Number 5 is aspirations. So we mentioned pain. What are their pains? What are their fears? What are their frustrations? What are their irritations? And now, what are their aspirations? Of course, aspirations are the things that they look forward to in terms of pleasure, things that will give them comfort, that will give them, peace of mind. I was talking with someone today, and he was talking about, we should make sure that our properties, are energy, and that they conserve energy. And was talking about the greenhouse effect, was talking about green energy, was talking about all sorts of things, renewable energy, and all of that. And I said, well, I agree with you. It's just that if that is part of the offer, and the price of, all these things are going to be imported, the price of all of these things, except the price is going to be denominated in pounds or in dollars. That's when you can promise anything. That's why you can lump all of these things together, because whatever it is, you are going to be buying it in dollars, and people are going to be paying in dollars anyway. But if they're going to be paying in naira and you have to fund in dollars, you have entered one chance. So the person said, yes, that's actually what you are supposed to be doing. I said, well, it depends on the market you are serving. So you lead conversations around their pains. You lead conversations. So every interrogation, you are picking their pains, you are picking their fears, you are picking their concerns, their frustrations, their irritations, and then their aspirations also. Their aspirations will always speak to their comfort, their pleasure, their peace of mind. You understand what I'm talking about? So this is very, very important. Now, all prospects are not equal. All people are not equal. There are different segments of the market. There are some people that they will prefer to do some things for themselves rather than pay for it, rather than pay someone else to do it for them. They will prefer to take on the responsibility, right, than somebody else take the responsibility. As far as they are concerned, if somebody is buying the diesel for them or providing power for them, that person is shortchanging them. Some people don't want to feel like they are tenants in their own houses, right? So if you don't interrogate, if you don't lead the conversations in these directions, there's no way you'll be able to pick out all those salient points. All right. And this is very important for market intelligence. Okay. So pain, fears, frustrations, irritations, aspirations. Then the last 2 is their needs. Their needs. What is their need right now? For some people, they don't need anything extraneous. Some people don't need anything superficial. They just need basic. For some people, you see, you are selling semi-finished bungalow. They don't mind that. They will move in like that. and they will be perfecting everything. That's the phase in their life right now. And there are many people that will fit into that. The greatest dream in that family right now is that they will stop paying rent. And if they have a plan, if they have there are people like that. So you'll be speaking to their exact need now. I hope you know that when the price of goods and services rise, landlords are the ones that benefit the most. They will transfer all those costs to their tenants, right? They will transfer that cost to their tenants. I remembered a few years ago, I think it was 2 years ago or so, one of the organizations that I had the opportunity to lead, we leased a property. And the landlord told me, said, you know how much dollar was when you people lease this place? Now that lease has expired, you cannot afford to. He said he has to use the official exchange rate as the basis for the new rent. He increased the rent on the basis of official rate. He said, because if he collects the money now, how much dollars will that fetch him? And that's it. So they transfer their cost. So who would want to be at the mercy of their landlords? If that is the current pain of a family right now, then you should be leading conversation in that direction, right? If somebody has children, they are in the university right now, and state universities have increased school fees by 400% or 200%, all right? It's now an opportunity. You speak in that direction, sir. If you had bought this thing now, you know you'll be saving this, you know you would have done this, you know you'll be. So that's how you lead the conversation, okay? And then, so you verify, you interrogate to know the exact needs, the most urgent need, right, of the individual or family. And then finally, their wants. Their wants. Now, needs and wants are not exactly the same. But listen to me carefully. There's nothing you can do. Most times, people buy things for one reason only, and their own reason alone. They don't buy things to satisfy you. They buy things to satisfy themselves, right? Your job is to lead, is to play into the script that is already running in their minds. Your responsibility is to find out what script is running in their mind and then begin to work with that script, all right? Is to work with that script. So sometimes people just tell you, sorry, I want a house in Bagada. It doesn't matter whether the best deal right now is in Mowetan. It's Bagada they want. Nothing else will change their mind. A gentleman reached out to me through his brother who we went to LBS together. And then he's based in the United Kingdom and said that his brother, who is my friend, referred him to me. And then what this guy said was that he wants to buy land, but doesn't want to buy anything in Ogun State. That he already, in fact, he has a property in somewhere in Ogun State, and that he would want to dispose the property. So we had a lot. I interrogated him, asked him, okay, so tell me, why do you want to even buy land in Lagos? He told me. Why do you want to sell the one in Ogun State? He explained himself that the building the structure he put there had a defect, and he just needs to dispose it so that they can unlock his money, his cash, and put it elsewhere. So he's a strong believer in Nigeria, but doesn't want to invest in the direction of Ogun. So no matter anything I would say, rather than be speaking Ogun State to the guy, what should I be speaking? I should be explaining to the ones. What he wants is what I should be talking about. So that's how we lead conversation. This is how conversation leads to sales. If you don't know their frustrations, you don't know their irritations, you don't know their pains, you don't know their fears, and you don't know their aspirations, needs, and wants, your conversation will be leading them away from sales, rather than leading them to sales. I hope this has been helpful. That's why I'm going to stop for now. I think I've been able to speak to some of the expectations that some of us expressed in the beginning. If we have any questions, we're ready to take them now. Thank you very much, everyone.
Wow. Thank you so much, sir. That has been so on point. It's like the session should not end. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Pain, frustration, fear, irritation, aspiration, wants, and needs. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let's take questions now. In case you have any question, we have 8 minutes to do this. 8 minutes to do this. So question. Somebody asks a question, please, do you still have property in Port Harcourt? Of course. We still have property in Port Harcourt. So chat our number up right now, and someone will give you all the details. 0906,000 5747, 0906,000 5737. So please, somebody should drop that number in the chat room. Okay, it has been. Thank you. Is there no question? Let's take questions, please. Let's take questions.
While we are waiting for questions, Opie,
okay, sir.
We need to mention that we have Realtors Connect coming up on the 26th of this month. Realtors Connect is a platform we created for those of us who are business associates within the team to recruit other people. So if there's anyone you want, one of the ways by which you make money in this business is by helping others to grow, helping others to make money. If you help enough people get what they want, you will have what you need. It's easier in this economy. It's easier to tell people come and make money than to even tell them to bring money. Exactly. So Realtors Connect is one smart way by which you can make that happen. So let's take advantage of that. We'll be looking at how to become a money magnet. So, and after that program or during the webinar, we'll be sharing opportunity for people to become partners, and they will certainly be listed as your downline. So let's not forget that. Also, by the end of this month, the current almond offer will be coming to an end. So the opportunity to buy 600 square meters at Almond County, a 600 square meter plot of land for 5 million naira outright or 6-month payment plan will be over forever. The opportunity to buy that same parcel of land, 600 square meters for 3 million, for 7-month to 12-month payment plan, that opportunity will be gone forever, right? And I'm saying this because I recognize, because as a company, we already have developed another layer of strategy for something else that we want to do, because the initial plan for this project and this offer, a number of people are not taking advantage of it. Part of done, excuse me, please. Part of the things we've done, the device, the battery is going flat. So that's 5% left.
Wow.
So let me just quickly say this. So the opportunity that people have right now is that to lock it down with 500,000 naira. So whether you want to do a 6-month payment plan or you want to do a 12-month payment plan, you can lock it down with 500,000 naira and ensure you complete payments within that period. Now listen to me carefully. Buying into Almond County, whether you are buying land or buying the houses, is peace of mind. Over the last 2 years, there has been armed guard that are on our payroll for the past 2 years plus. In fact, it's going to 3 years now, right? So I want you to take full advantage of it, and it has a clean title. It's dry land, so if you can buy land and build and move there, you'll be free from the hustle and bustle of Lagos. By the time the Kara Bridge construction is over and the Bega Bridge construction is over, it will reduce commuting time between the two states. And it will really, really impact significantly on the value of properties there. So please, let's take advantage of that. We don't move in the direction of everybody. We move in the direction where not many people are focusing on. You position yourself. That's what investment is about. It's about positioning. So let's take advantage of that. 500,000 naira, whether you're doing 12-month payment plan or 6-month payment plan. It was part of the request that we got that made us to switch and create this opportunity for people, so that rather than deposit 1 million naira, to lock down the offer, you can lock down with 500,000 naira, complete your payment with it. So if you are doing a 5 months, if you are doing a 6-month payment plan, you make sure that you deposit 500,000 naira before the close of this month, and then the payment must be completed within 6 months, including this month. That's what it means. All right, that means you have 5 months left. Please, let's not forget that. The same thing applies for the 12-month payment plan. So the 12-month payment plan, so instead of paying 5 million as opposed to 10 million, what you'll be paying if you are extending payment for 6 months or for 12 months is 6 million naira. So you deposit 500,000 naira and spread the remaining balance over the next, within the 12-month calendar. Please, let's take advantage of it and let's spread the news. We hosted a wealth creation webinar a while back where Dr. Lumide Emmanuel spoke, I would encourage that we copy those links. The link is on our YouTube channel, Enrich TV by Life page. Copy that link, share with as many people as you can, and then use that as a platform, to engage, to lead conversations, that speaks to concerns of people. The times that we're living in are very, very precarious times, and people really need to know how to position, how to restructure their lives, right? There are many, many things that the rent that some people pay is what will buy the land here in Almond County. The rent that people pay per annum, and they are still not thinking of making adjustments to their life. So please, let's speak to those concerns that people already have, and the looming danger if they don't make adjustments in their finances. If you have a plot of land, if you have the money to buy a plot of land in Almond County, the day you hear that it's now 25 million, you are going to be one of the people that will be living in regrets. So please take advantage of it.
Exactly.
Miss it. And God bless us. And I think that's about it.
Osi, there's a question that I want, maybe you can use that to round up. Sorry, I know the battery is about to die. A friend in the UK that wants to buy Almond Estate, she said her fear is that she has to build within a time frame. She said she does not want to build, that she wants to buy and sell later, like 2 years' time. Is it possible?
Yes.
To buy? Yeah. So
absolutely. What we just encourage is there are 3 things you must do every time you buy land. If you go on my YouTube channel at Oladipupo Clement on YouTube, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just for those of you who don't subscribe or who don't know, please subscribe. I drop a lot of content there every week. Saturdays by 9 p.m. West African time, you'll find content there. I shared something on land banking, and I said 3 things you must do to secure, your land banking ventures in Nigeria is documentation, possession, and occupation. So it's not enough, particularly for somebody who's staying in UK. Those 3 things are very, very, very important. So even though you are buying within an estate, it's important to still take possession, actual physical possession of your land. All right. And if he's buying from this place now, you tell the person he's free. You can buy and sell later, but he has to take possession, he or she has to take possession of that territory. That's a very, very important thing to us, right? Because it secures the person's territory, perimeter territory of that individual plot. All right. And then he can buy as many as possible. Because if he buys with the intention to sell later on, let me tell you sincerely, in the estate, we are selling at 10 million right now. So if the person is able to buy 2 at the price, buy 2 at the price of 1, what it simply means that if he chooses to sell later, he would be making 100% within a space of time. Do you understand the point? So if his plan is that he will sell in 2 years' time, fantastic. By that time, any other development would have taken over the place. So let the person know that he's free, she is free to take possession, can take advantage of that opportunity. Yeah. It doesn't have to be
thank you.
A house, or it can be gated. You just fence the land out, and then that will be all. Please take note, the cost of buying Almond County right now includes cost of documentation, which is legal deed and registered survey. All right, legal deed and registered survey. So please, and when you get someone to buy, don't hesitate to ask for referrals. Everybody that has the potential to buy also knows 5 to 10 other people that are like them. And everybody usually flock in the same direction. When they know that, my friend is also there. No, let us, all of us, buy property within the same area. All right. So that is about that. Thank you very much, everyone. Hope over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Osi. We have released you. So next week, Saturday, don't want to miss next week, Saturday. Gather yourself, gather your friends, all the people that are asking you for urgent 2K, gather them, let them come. All the people that you know that has the network that can open doors for you. Don't be greedy. Gather them, let them come to the Realtors Connect on Saturday. So on Saturday by 7 p.m., you don't want to miss this. So Emmanuel, anybody in CEU,